Alright, folks, welcome back to Simple Guy Outdoors. I'm Spence. I want to start off with a little apology for my 80 ever so faithful subscribers. I haven't been able to upload recently because I was battling a beast commonly known as Calc 2. Long story short, I won. Alright, so I saw this little saw on Amazon for $10, and I figured for $10, I might as well try it. My wife's mentality for these kinds of purchases is that it is less than a burrito, so it's therefore justifiable, which I kind of agree with. Um, I got the blue version because it was $10 and the yellow version was $20. Why that is, I have no idea. It's got an 8 1/4 inch blade. It's made out of SK5 steel, which means pretty much nothing to me, but if you're worried about that, that's what it's made out of. As you can see there, cut that log pretty easily. Alright, so right here I'm going to do a little comparison with my Hudson Bay axe. An axologist would classify this axe as a 1.5-hand axe. It's not a hatchet. It's got an 18-inch handle, a 2-pound head, so pretty big, pretty heavy. I'm not the best axeman, and I was trying to be very safe because I was up in the mountains. So I maybe could have done this quicker, but I still think I did fairly well. Probably a little bit better than your average Larry lunch bucket, I'd say. And we're still rolling. Okay, yep, not quite. Yep, few more. Hold on. Wait a second. Up, 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 up. There we go. Finally. Oh my goodness. Okay, here I'm making like a little wedge with my saw, and that's so it's so the blade doesn't get pinched when you get halfway through. I didn't do this, and you'll see at the end of the video that this can be a very costly mistake. In this context, it wasn't that costly because this thing cost me $10, but whatever. I'm spoiling the video. Here we go. Yeah, I like to use this thing with 2 hands. When I use it with one, it's just like really uncomfortable. So that's kind of nice. I also like this instead of a bow saw because with a bow saw you can smash your knuckles on accident. Pardon the back sweat. It was fairly aggressive today. Okay, yeah, there we go. 2:45. So it was a minute faster than the axe, and it did it at 1/6 the cost and like 1/1 millionth the weight. So pretty sweet. Okay, so right here I'm cutting a little notch in the side of this log. The reason I'm doing this is because in the backcountry you want to split logs from your knees. That way you don't end up putting your axe in your shin and bleeding out. This little notch, you can just rest the logs in there, and you don't have to have them like cut perfectly flat or anything like that. You pretty much just stick them in there, and they're ready to go. Okay, finally. Oh, clean that up just a little bit, and we're ready to go. Okay, so this is a very green spruce or fir tree. And well, actually it was dead, but anyways, it wasn't dried out at all. And I didn't put a wedge in the top. My blade pinched, and I tried kind of shaking it back and forth to get it out. And then I broke the little piece of metal that adjusts the angle on the blade, which you know, I don't know, whatever. So after the blade broke, I pretty much have to use that angle. It's not that bad. I think if you're just trimming little branches like this, you probably won't end up breaking the saw. Would I recommend it? Sure, why not? Worst thing you do is return it. Anyways, thanks for watching, you guys. Like, comment, subscribe. Remember, less dreaming, more scheming. Go out there and get her done.